Hello everyone, it's I, Wacky Anime What If here to present you with Chapter 3 for What If Deku Had the Milf System. Let's go ahead and get into it. The What If starts with Issei waking up remembering the catastrophic events of yesterday, when he was being chased by Old Man Herbert, who wanted him to try his special popsicle. Immediately, Izuku remembering this just shudders, before also remembering where he went out with a fucking guy, thinking it was a female, but it was a complete trap. And when he remembers this part, he remembers where he kissed them for the Milf System's quest, and ran all the way in to the restroom and vomited immediately into the toilet. The mill system casually pops into existence next to Izuku as he is vomiting his guts out. And the mill system just says, "Hey, how you doing, buddy? You don't look so good. You okay?" Well, Izuku just looks at the mill system and says, "Fuck you. You could have told me it was a fucking trap." That I went out with yesterday. While the MILF system just says, honestly, you didn't ask. This made Izuku just have a deadpan face while just staring at the system and says, "Can you at least tell me what I fucking got yesterday in exchange for the trauma I now have?" While the MILF system says, sure. You ended up getting an invisibility quirk, actually. Immediately, Izuku's just really happy because it's not a weird-ass quirk like his previous one. He just shudders remembering Thunderclap and how awkward the requirement was. Like, literally, you have to slap someone's ass and say, "Nice ass," turn into lightning and fucking vanish. That was fucking weird for Izuku. And as he thinks this is a normal quirk, all of a sudden the description says, "Oh, the quirk works perfectly fine. You can turn yourself and any items on you invisible." Immediately seeing this, he says, "Oh, that's nice," but then he sees the little underline area, like in small print, where it says, "Except it sometimes malfunctions." Immediately, Izuku says, wait, what malfunctions are we talking about?" And the MILF system just fucking vanishes. And Izuku's just like, "Oh, no. He didn't just fucking Batman me. I'm not fucking Hal Gordon. I don't want to deal with this bullshit. Come back and tell me. Give me the fucking answers, man." Well, the system is just gone. Like, it just doesn't appear back. Izuku hears his alarm clock go off, and immediately it's time to go to school. So he decides to go ahead and put off all of his questions, get his clothes on, his junior high school uniform on, and run down the stairs. He immediately makes 20 chocolate pancakes, some eggs, and bacon. But he immediately notices, right when he does, Inko emerges from the fucking shadows, jump scaring the fuck out of Zuku, making him scream like a bitch, before Inko just creepily fucking inhaled all the fucking pancakes. Like, all them bitches got inhaled, and she just, like, fucking scurried away into the darkness, just vanishing. Zuku was fucking horrified, thinking, "Oh shit, my mom's fucking possessed. Hell no." And while this was happening, he ended up just eating the bacon and eggs while just thinking, "Oh, why can't I have a normal morning?" And then he sees his mom literally Naruto run up the stairs. Like, she was just hiding under the couch waiting for him to leave. Just so she could, like, be dramatic. She just Naruto run up the stairs, and Izuku just says, "I'm done with this." He just runs outside. While he opens the door and runs outside, he goes to the bus stop, and then he decides, "I'm gonna go ahead and try to use my invisibility quirk. I mean, I might as well. The bus is gonna be here for another few minutes." So as he tries to use his invisibility quirk, instead of making himself invisible, he only made his clothes invisible, leaving him absolutely exposed. And the moment that happens, the bus drove right by Izuku, and everyone was pressing their face against the window, fucking laughing at him. Some of them even took pictures, and one female student screamed out the window saying, "Is that supposed to be a tic tac?" She started giggling, and Izuku in response covered his private area, saying, "Yeah, sure, that's why your mom's breath smells so good, bitch." Immediately like everyone in the bus, even the driver, started to erupt in laughter as they drove off. Izuku deactivates his quirk as his clothes are now visible. He says, I'm gonna need to practice my invisibility quirk much more later, or I'm gonna be under so much trouble when I become a hero." I mean, just imagine me, like, saving a kid while being invisible, but instead of turning invisible, my clothes turned invisible instead. That's definitely not a good look. Time skip, lunchtime. Currently, Izuku is in school, walking to the cafeteria until he gets his tray and sits down. He got burgers, fries, and a milk carton for a school lunch. But as he was drinking the milk, it tasted funny. He then saw Herbert literally at the cafeteria talking to the lunch ladies, staring him directly in the eyes, and then heard Herbert say the most sinister thing. "Hope you like the milk. It was naturally made." Izuku's face just formed into a face of horror, thinking, what the fuck did I just hear? As he screams, "Oh no!" Izuku decides to use the Joestar technique and run the fuck away from the cafeteria. As he sees Herbert behind him chasing him, he starts screaming, "I need to use my fucking invisibility! Invisibility powers, activate!" And instead of turning invisible all the way, it's just everything but his head. Like, it's just a floating head running, is what everyone sees, and it starts making a panic, as everyone panics because there's a fucking floating head in the hallway, just like floating away at rapid paces. Everyone starts running, and it causes a panic, and Herbert's still chasing Izuku, and Herbert says, "Hey, since you only get a head left, how about you give me some head?" Izuku just fucking bolts. He's gone. He left the entire school. He ran all the way home, turned uninvisible, and just is about to open the door. But as he does, he hears a sinister sound from the other side. It was like Dark Souls music all over again. As he opened the door and saw his mom with her secret weapon, the fucking belt. She said, "I heard you skip school." Immediately, Izuku just said, "It seems my time has come," and he just accepted the punishment. After a few whoopings later, immediately he was screaming like a bitch. Even Bakugou heard that and said, "That couldn't have been me." After that monumental ass whooping from Inko, Izuku felt like he was on 1 HP as he was walking up the stairs. Like, literally, he wasn't even walking anymore, he was limping. And as he made it to his room, he flopped down on that bed. Like, he just fucking flopped on that shit. Was absolutely drained. The next day when he woke up, he still felt that ass whooping. It was still fresh, as he ended up saying, "Why does it still hurt? It has after effects. It did after effect damage. What the fuck?" As Izuku gets up, he walks directly towards the bathroom. He takes a shower and decides to go ahead and put on some casual clothes. He also wants to go ahead and go for a stroll. After all, he needs to be fit if he's going to be a hero. As he walks down the stairs, he sees his mom about to put on the belt for work, and immediately Izuku just has a fucking PTSD flashbacks of that belt from yesterday, and runs towards the window, not opening the window, just running directly towards it and jumping at it, just crashing through the window and running outside, fucking screaming, "You'll never take me alive!" As he's running for the fucking hills, Inko's just wondering why he did that, and then screams, "You broke the window, you little shit!" And as Inko just screams this, Izuku's fucking gone by now. He ends up even seeing an apple stand as he's doing a stroll. He decides to buy one, and as he buys one, he decides to try to turn invisible as he's doing a stroll. As he's walking, he's slowly using his quirk onto the apple. As it turns partially invisible and then fully invisible, Izuku feels a sense of joy, and he feels an absolute sense of accomplishment for doing this. He ends up even doing a victory dance, which he personally picked the gritty for. He started doing the gritty, and then he absolutely forgot he was in public. Like, everyone was just staring at him, just seeing a kid randomly break into doing the fucking gritty in the middle of the sidewalk. Izuku, after snapping out of it, realized everyone's just staring at him, and Izuku just fucking feels embarrassed as hell. As his face turns completely red from embarrassment, he starts trying to run away. As he's running, he tries to eat the invisible apple to calm himself down. After all, eating usually causes his embarrassment and stress to go down. But unknown to him, the apple is still fucking invisible, and to everyone else, he looks like an absolute idiot trying to eat the air as if it's a 5-star fucking meal. Everyone just sees him biting the air. One person that's like homeless in the side just says, "I tried eating air. It's not possible, buddy. Try something else." As Izuku just runs by, he just looks at the invisible apple and says, "Oh, I looked like a fucking idiot, didn't I?" And right when he says this, from the alleyway beside him, running right into him and latching onto him is a kid. This kid is named Aerie. She has a horn on the side of her head, and she has bandages on her arms and legs. She ended up shaking as she was clutching onto Izuku. Izuku ended up noticing that she seemed very scared. He decided to hug her back as she was hugging him tightly, and he tried to comfort her, and she ended up crying and saying, "Please don't let the bad man get me." And as she ended up saying this, her voice was so shaky and fragile that it broke Izuku's heart. But all of a sudden, Izuku saw a red flashing screen appear in front of him. It's the Milf system, but the screen is completely different. It says emergency quest in big, bold letters, and immediately says the quest requirement is to survive. The quest rewards are an S rank quirk, and the penalty is a painful, agonizing death, along with the death of Aerie. Immediately upon seeing this, he already registered that Aerie is most likely the name of the kid, and he started to feel a shiver run down his spine as he felt sweat drop down his cheek. He was sweating bullets as all of a sudden he heard footsteps coming from the same alleyway that Aerie just ran out from. And after hearing the footsteps, he heard a voice saying, "Aerie, come out. After all, you shouldn't play so far away from me." And upon hearing this, Izuku ends up thinking, "I need to do something. What should I do?" And as he was thinking of a plan, I stopped the what if right here, and I hope you all enjoyed it. Sorry to leave you all on a cliffhanger, but I'm honestly not feeling too well, and I didn't write too much on. Anyway, I didn't write too much, honestly, for this part because I've been feeling under the weather lately. But I hope you all enjoyed it, and if you did, make sure you like and subscribe. And I'll see you all next time, and I very much cherish you all. Hope you all have a wonderful day, no matter where you are.